Good afternoon, YouTubers. It's Ben here from Southeast Queensland Storms, back with you for another Southeast Queensland weather update. And your weather update starts now. Good afternoon, Southeast Queenslanders. Welcome to another Southeast Queensland weather update coming to you on this Tuesday, the 2nd of April 2024. And a very good afternoon to everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. And let's jump into your weather update for southern and southeastern Queensland as we look ahead to the next couple of days into this weekend. And unfortunately, rain and thunderstorms are in the forecast, and I'll have all the details for you on that very, very shortly. But before I start this afternoon's video, just a reminder, if you like this video as well as the other content you're seeing on our YouTube channel, click that subscribe button and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. And if you look at the top and bottom of your video screen, you'll also see our social media contact details for our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter accounts. So if you're on multiple social media platforms, make sure you give us a subscribe or a like on our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and YouTube accounts. That way you stay up to date with all the latest weather information for Southeast Queensland across multiple social media platforms. Alrighty, let's jump into your weather update for this afternoon. Firstly, taking a look at satellite and radar imagery for this afternoon, we can see mostly sunny conditions across southeastern Queensland today. We've just got some light patchy rain beginning to move through the southwestern parts of the Darling Downs Granite Belt from Gundawindi through to Inglewood. So some light patchy rain there in that light blue, light green area through Gundawindi towards Inglewood. That's moving towards the east. For the remainder of the majority of southeast Queensland, we're seeing mostly sunny conditions continue across the region this afternoon. If we head further to the west though, and we take a look at the Maranoa and the Warrego district, we can just see towards Bollon and Hebel in the southern parts of the Maranoa and Warrego, down towards the Queensland-New South Wales border. In those yellow, orange, red areas, we can see areas of showers, rain and thunderstorm activity. Moving through Bollon and Hebel, starting to move towards Gundawindi and areas between Gundawindi and up to Surat. So that activity is continued. That rain and thunderstorm activity is expected to continue to move towards the east as we go through tonight and into tomorrow. And that's in response to this approaching trough system that's coming through from Central Australia in through western southwestern Queensland, and it is expected to make its way towards southern and southeastern Queensland by tomorrow. And then we see this trough system begin to slow down and become almost stationary. And in response to that slow movement of this trough, we're expected to see multiple days of rain and thunderstorm potential for southern and southeastern Queensland in particular as we move through into this Thursday and this Friday. But at the moment on the radar, the better of the rainfall and the thunderstorm activity is all in the southern parts of the Maranoa-Warrego district down towards the Queensland-New South Wales border. But as we go through tonight to tomorrow, we are expected to see that rain and thunderstorm activity continue to shift towards the east. But apart from that, there's no other weather of significance or severity to talk about on this afternoon's radar. If we take a look at current temperatures, firstly starting with our residents in the Southeast Coast District. So in this district just here, we'll start down the Gold Coast with our residents down there in the Goldie, where we've got temperatures of 27 degrees at Surfers Paradise. It's 28 degrees out at Boona. It's 28 degrees at Ipswich, and it's 29 degrees at Laidley. We head into the Brisbane CBD, the Brisbane metropolitan area, currently sitting on 26 degrees. It's 25 degrees at Victoria Point on Brisbane's Bayside. We head through the north side of Brisbane up towards Deception Bay, temperatures on 25. It's 27 at Caboolture. We've got 25 at Woodford, and it's also 24 degrees over on Moreton Island. And as we head further up into the Sunshine Coast, we've got 25 degrees at Maroochydore and also 25 degrees at Tewantin. Heading further north up for our residents in the Wide Bay Burnett district, firstly Kingaroy sitting on 26 degrees. It's also 26 degrees at Gympie. Tin Can Bay sitting on 25, 26 degrees. It's 27 degrees respectively at Maryborough, Harvey Bay and Bundaberg. And lastly, 29 degrees at Gayndah. Dropping to the southwest to our residents in the Darling Downs Granite Belt district, we've got temperatures of 23 degrees at Gundawindi, and again rain and thunderstorms approaching from the southwest through Bollon and Hebel. So again, rain and thunderstorms approaching towards the southwestern parts of the Downs this afternoon. We've got 29 degrees at Inglewood, 23 at Stanthorpe, 27 degrees at Warwick, it's 26 degrees at Toowoomba, 28 degrees respectively at both Dalby and Oakey, 29 degrees respectively both at Chinchilla and Miles. Jumping over to your Bureau of Meteorology official state forecast that was issued at 4:30 this afternoon, let's take a look at what the Bureau of Meteorology, the professionals, are talking about there in relation to our weather forecast for the next couple of days. Alrighty, so the Bureau talking here about a trough which will move east across southern and central Queensland as we move into tomorrow. The trough will reach the southeastern parts of Queensland by tomorrow before stalling and then deepening on Thursday in response to an upper trough system crossing eastern Australia. Now, when we look at that upper trough system, if you watch my forecast video yesterday, I was talking about an upper level trough, and we're expected to see a cut-off low. A cut-off low develop in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That upper level low, or that cut-off low, excuse me, looks to track through northern into central New South Wales as we move into this weekend and move towards the New South Wales east coast. As it does, it's likely to trigger an east coast low off the east coast of New South Wales, but we're not going to really deep dive into that particular element because it's outside our coverage area. But that upper trough system that the Bureau are talking about, as that cut-off low develops in the upper levels of the atmosphere, that too will obviously aid. That upper trough will also aid in the development of rain and thunderstorms for southern and southeast Queensland over the coming days. And as the Bureau talks about here, widespread rain develops as a result. So keywords there is a trough coming in to east, a trough coming in from the west. It's moving east. It's coming into southern central Queensland by tomorrow. It's also likely to reach southeast Queensland by tomorrow. And then as we get into tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, that trough slows down. It lingers and it makes a nuisance of itself over the region. And in response to that, we see widespread rain and thunderstorm potential as a result. Now, as we move into tomorrow, Wednesday the 3rd of April, some key information here, particularly for residents in the Scenic Rim and the Southern Darling Downs part. The Bureau of Meteorology talking about tomorrow, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening in a band stretching from Barcaldine all the way down to the Darling Downs and through into the inland areas of southeast Queensland. Now, the Bureau talks about the potential for severe thunderstorms with heavy rainfall, which is possible about areas on the Scenic Rim and the Southern Downs. So if you're on the Scenic Rim or you're in the Southern Downs, you need to pay attention to the radar to tomorrow because we could see some severe thunderstorm activity with heavy rainfall all possible. Now, just a reminder, if you're unsure what constitutes a severe thunderstorm warning from the Bureau of Meteorology. So when a thunderstorm develops, the Bureau looks at five items or 5 factors that could constitute a severe thunderstorm. So if we see a thunderstorm produce large hail, which is 2 centimetres or more in diameter, we see a severe thunderstorm produce giant hail, which is 5 centimetres or more in diameter. We see a severe thunderstorm produce damaging or destructive winds of 90 kilometres an hour or more. Or we see a severe thunderstorm that delivers heavy rainfall that leads to flash flooding. Or we see a thunderstorm that produces a tornado or has the potential to produce a tornado, that if any of those 5 factors are met, the Bureau of Meteorology will issue a severe thunderstorm warning. But tomorrow, heavy rainfall looks to be the primary risk with any severe thunderstorm activity, and that's due to very slow-moving steering winds as well. Due to those slow-moving storm steering winds, it's likely that we're going to see very slow-moving thunderstorms, which have the potential to sit over particular areas for an extended period of time and deliver heavy rainfall. But again, keywords to tomorrow, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night from Barcaldine all the way into the Darling Downs and in inland southeast Queensland. There is the potential for severe thunderstorms with heavy rainfall in through the Scenic Rim and the Southern Downs areas. As we move into Thursday the 4th of April, we see cloudy, widespread showers tending to rain at times with isolated thunderstorms with, again, possible heavy rainfall with severe thunderstorm activity for southeastern Queensland. And again, that trend continues into Friday. This is as that trough. Remember, that trough slows down as we get through from tomorrow, Wednesday, into Thursday, Friday. That trough slows down and the storms and the rain just persist over our region because the trough's not really moving anywhere. So again, Friday the 5th of April, we see widespread showers tending to rain at times with isolated thunderstorms and possible heavy rainfall for southeast Queensland, including the Darling Downs. As we go into Saturday the 6th of April, cloudy and scattered showers. So we drop back from widespread showers Thursday, Friday, down to scattered showers on Saturday, but our thunderstorm potential remains in southeastern Queensland. And then as we go through into Sunday, again, we've got scattered showers in eastern Queensland. We have the chances, again, of thunderstorm potential in southeast Queensland as we go into Sunday. So as you can see in the official forecast from the Bureau, some wet days ahead. If we take a look, a little bit more of a deeper dive into our district by district forecast. So this is for our residents on the Darling Downs Granite Belt tomorrow. The Bureau forecast for you, partly cloudy conditions with a medium chance of showers most likely in the afternoon and tomorrow night. Again, chance of a thunderstorm from the late morning with some storms possibly severe with heavy rainfall over the Granite Belt areas during tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. As we get into Thursday, the 4th of April, very high chance of rain and cloudy conditions. Again, chances of thunderstorms, possibly severe with heavy rainfall into Thursday. Same story on Friday, very high chance of showers, chance of a storm. Heavy rainfall is possible near the Queensland, New South Wales border areas in the southern parts of the Darling Downs Granite Belt. And as we get into Saturday, we go back to partly cloudy conditions with a medium chance of showers during the afternoon and Saturday night, again with the chance of a thunderstorm. For our residents in the South East Coast District, so moving in towards the East Coast, towards Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast and areas around, we have Wednesday tomorrow, high chance of showers and cloud increasing as we get into tomorrow, but a high chance of showers in the southern parts and medium chances elsewhere, but again chance of a thunderstorm from the late morning, with those storms being possibly severe with heavy rainfall, in particular around the southern border ranges, with the Queensland, New South Wales border, and that's during tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Now, as we move into Thursday and Friday, very high chance of showers, again with thunderstorm potential. Some storms possibly severe, again with heavy rainfall. And as we get into Saturday, the 6th of April, high chance of showers, most likely in the afternoon and on Saturday night, again chance of a thunderstorm. Wide Bay Burnett District, similar story tomorrow, mostly sunny conditions, and we see medium chance of showers in the southern areas down towards the Sunshine Coast tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and the chance of a thunderstorm in those areas as well. As we move into Thursday the 4th, high chance of showers from the late morning with a chance of a storm. Friday the 5th, high chance of showers again with thunderstorm potential continuing across the Wide Bay Burnett as we go through Friday, and then into Saturday, partly cloudy conditions with a high chance of showers, most likely during the afternoon and the evening, and again the thunderstorm potential remains for Saturday in the Wide Bay Burnett District. Alrighty, let's take a look at now at some weather forecast model data so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And just a reminder to you that the following forecast information I give you from this stage of the video onwards is reflective of an amateur storm chaser only and not that of a professional or qualified meteorologist. For all official forecast information, I urge you to visit the BOM at www.bom.gov.au/Queensland. Alrighty, so let's break it down day by day. We'll bring this back out to Wednesday and we'll scoot this ahead to Wednesday, 4 o'clock this afternoon. So this is taking a look at the European model on windy, and let's just take a look at what we can expect. So starting tomorrow, as we go into tomorrow afternoon, we can see band of rain, showers and thunderstorms extending all the way from central Queensland all the way down into southeastern Queensland. So again, we see that band. Remember in the Bureau of Meteorology's official forecast, they were talking about that band of rain and storms extending from central Queensland all the way into southeastern Queensland. That's in response to this trough system, which as it comes in towards southeast Queensland, southern Queensland tomorrow, it begins to slow down and then it begins to linger. It begins to linger over the region for the next couple of days. So as we go through Wednesday tomorrow night, this is 7 o'clock again, the potential for heavy rainfall around the scenic rim, down around areas south of Brisbane, down towards the scenic rim. As we move into early Thursday morning, you can see the activity on your screen, the rain and storms. It's not really moving anywhere. It's not contracting towards the east. It's just planting itself in this corridor from central Queensland down into southeastern Queensland. And again, that's in response to the trough slowing down and almost becoming stationary as we move into Thursday. Now, you can see rainfall beginning to increase around those Queensland, New South Wales border range areas as we move into Thursday night. And again, we're seeing a nice northeasterly, easterly flow as well, feeding in. So this moisture, remember at the start of the video I was talking about that high moisture content, that high atmospheric moisture content. So this northeasterly, easterly flow is bringing those above average levels of moisture into this trough as well, which again, when we get high levels of moisture, we get increased chances for higher and heavier rainfall. And again, but that moisture also assists with the development of rain and thunderstorms. So we've got a nice northeast easterly flow, bringing that moisture content, feeding into this trough as we move into Thursday. We also see the trough begin to tilt from the north to the south. Again, that also results in a band of showers and thunderstorms, again extending from central Queensland down into southern southeastern Queensland as we roll through. So as we bring it out to 10 o'clock on Thursday morning, again, you can see on your screen those areas of showers and storms persist. And again, we start to see some heavy rainfall in around the southern parts of the Darling Downs Granite Belt, down near the Queensland-New South Wales border, down near Gundawindi, down there. And we could also see that activity continue as we go through to Thursday night. And then we roll into early Friday. Now, again, we've got a nice northeasterly flow. You can see down here we've got a nice northeasterly flow. Again, good levels of moisture, above average levels of moisture being funneled into areas down from Brisbane down to the Gold Coast. So again, that northeasterly flow, that's triggering that rain and storms. But again, we could see some heavy rainfall as we move into early Friday morning in areas from Brisbane and down to the Gold Coast as well, as you can see there. And that's due to that northeasterly flow really feeding in there. You can see it bringing in those. And as you can see, as we get into 7 o'clock Friday, that rainfall really starts to ramp up around Brisbane, down to the Gold Coast and into parts of northeastern New South Wales, as well as we move through Friday morning. Into Friday lunchtime, we can still see rain and areas of thunderstorms persisting. And as we get into Saturday, we can see that the shower activity, thunderstorm activity drops back to isolated. But as we get into Saturday afternoon, we can still see areas of showers and areas of isolated thunderstorm activity as we get into Saturday afternoon through southeast Queensland. So by then, the trough's on the move. The trough has decided that it is actually going to move after parking itself around the area for about 2 days or so. And as we get through, the trough moves, we are not seeing a full clearance of the wet weather. And then if we bring that out into Sunday afternoon, Sunday at 4 o'clock, again you can see isolated thunderstorm activity continuing across southeast Queensland. Again, not as much heavy rain as we see through Thursday into Friday, but again we still see thunderstorm potential across the southeastern Queensland region as we move into the weekend. As I was talking about the moisture profile, so this is a precipitable water anomaly chart. So this is a chart that we look at to see above average or below average levels of moisture content in the atmosphere. But it also gives us an understanding of how much moisture is in the atmosphere for a certain weather system to tap into. So with this trough, as you can see, the areas of green and blue represent above average levels of moisture. So for southern southeastern Queensland, we can see areas of green across the regions, which is indicative of higher levels of moisture, again leading to the chances of us seeing some heavy rainfall associated with these showers and thunderstorms. So plenty of moisture on offer for this system to tap into. If we take a look at rainfall total, so this is the Access C Bureau of Meteorology model. This is rainfall that we could see tomorrow. And as you can see, the model has really picked up on that rainfall extending in that band of rain and storms, extending all the way from central Queensland down into southern southeastern Queensland. In particular, the Bureau, very, very aggressive, and it usually is. The Access model is very, very aggressive when it comes to rainfall totals. This little corridor here, from Toowoomba down to Warwick, Killarney, down through to Rathdowney, the Gold Coast hinterland, parts of the scenic rim, Lockyer Valley, down to the Queensland-New South Wales border. So this area here, we could see rainfall possibly exceeding 100 millimetres because of rain and thunderstorm activity tomorrow, according to the Bureau's model. As I said, the Bureau's Access model is quite aggressive when it comes to these setups. If we take a look at the UK Met model though, and you can see for tomorrow, there's a bit of a difference. There's a bit of a big difference. Again, the UK Met model's picked up on the rain and storms pushing through from southwestern Queensland, and that's what we're seeing on radar at the moment. We're seeing those rain and storms currently here pushing this way. You can see the UK Met model has picked up on rainfall of anywhere from 10 up to 20-25 millimetres there, but a big disagreement in terms of rainfall potential compared for tomorrow to the Access. And if we take a look at the European model, similar story from the European model. You can see it has also picked up on that band of rain and storms, but it's extended the rainfall further into southeast Queensland for tomorrow compared to the UK Met model and the access as well. But again, the light to green areas in this corridor here from central Queensland down to southeast Queensland, we could see rainfall possibly of anywhere from 10, 25 up to 30, 40 millimetres. But again, let me remind you, these rainfall charts, they're not 100% accurate. They're a guide only. Just because you see this amount of rainfall on your screen doesn't mean that's exactly what's going to fall tomorrow. It's just a guide only as to what rainfall we could see. Now tomorrow, we could see a severe thunderstorm park itself over Millmerran and Mooney and dump 100 millimetres of rain tomorrow. This is just a guide only. I'm looking more at what areas are likely to see the rainfall tomorrow, and according to the three models, we're likely to see rainfall in from central Queensland down through southern into southeastern Queensland. You can see the areas of rainfall. And again, the access being very, very aggressive in terms of its rainfall totals. Let's take a look at thunderstorm potential. So this is our potential for thunderstorms going from tomorrow afternoon from 4 o'clock. So the potential for thunderstorm development along this trough as it approaches. Remember, the trough is on the march. As we get into tomorrow, it comes in towards southern southeastern Queensland and then it parks itself. And as we roll through the next couple of days, you can see the thunderstorm potential doesn't shift. It doesn't shift towards the east coast. It stays in this corridor of central, southern, southeastern Queensland. That's because the trough is becoming stationary and really slowing down. And as we get through into Thursday, into Friday, we can see that thunderstorm potential just lingers. It just loiters across the region. And as we get into the yellows, the purples, and the reds, that indicates the higher percentages of thunderstorms. So as we're getting into Friday and into the weekend, we can see thunderstorm potential really staying through, and that's going into Saturday. And as we go through to Saturday afternoon, you can see the thunderstorm potential comes back for southeast Queensland, and it's a similar story as we go into Sunday afternoon as well. Sunday afternoon, the thunderstorm potential remains. So, AI modelling. Let's take a look at what the AI models are having a look at today. So again, as I explained in yesterday's forecast videos, the AI models, we're taking a look at the top three AI models in the world to date. The first one on your screen is the Fushi model. This is the number one model, and let's see what the Fushi model has. Now, as we get into tomorrow, you can see the Fushi model picking up on rain and storms, central Queensland, extending down into southeastern Queensland in response to that trough. Moving in towards the east and beginning to park itself. And as we get into Thursday, you can see the rainfall totals really ramp up into the pink shaded areas, which indicates rainfall of anywhere from up to 10, 25, 50 millimetres in a 6-hourly window. As we roll through Thursday into early Friday morning, we can see that rain and storms lingers through Friday afternoon, Friday night, and it also lingers in through Saturday afternoon, Saturday night as well through southeastern Queensland, and that thunderstorm activity sticks around as we get into Sunday afternoon as well. That's the Fushi model. The number two model in the world is the AIFS model, AIFS, or the AIFS model, and I'll just find that, where's that? Here it is, here's the AIFS model. So this is the European models version of AI modelling, and as we get into 10 o'clock tomorrow night, again, you can see the AIFS has picked up on that surface trough as it comes in towards the east, and like the Fushi, we start to escalate rainfall totals as that trough slows down, becomes stationary, and deepens as we get through into Thursday. Remember, northeasterly, easterly flow, above average levels of moisture being funneled into this trough as well. And don't forget, we have that upper level cutoff low. That upper level trough is also assisting with the development and rain of storms as we go through from tomorrow to the weekend. Again, rain and storm potential right through Thursday night into Friday morning. Rain and storms continuing southeastern Queensland through Friday. Rain and storms persisting Saturday afternoon across southeast Queensland and into Sunday afternoon as well. The storm activity contracts towards the east coast, but still thunderstorm potential for southeast Queensland on Sunday. And there is that east coast low off the New South Wales east coast that I was talking about as well. The last model we have a look at is GraphCast. This is Google's version of AI weather forecast modelling. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You can see GraphCast starting to pick up on some rain and some storm potential as that trough approaches into southern southeastern Queensland. And then as we get into Thursday, you see that trough parks itself and the rainfall increases with showers and thunderstorm potential. As we get into 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, again, the areas of pink indicates rainfall of anywhere 10, 25, 50 millimetres in a 6-hourly window. And again, you can see the rain and storms doesn't go anywhere as we go through Thursday into Friday. Friday night, rain and storms still persist Friday night into Saturday. Saturday afternoon, we still see showers and thunderstorms across southeast Queensland. And it's the same as we get into Sunday again. But graph cast really dropping off the storm potential for southeast Queensland on Sunday afternoon. But with that said, that's going to conclude your weather update for today. I hope you got something from it. But what you can expect over the next couple of days, starting from tomorrow, is some wet weather for southeast Queensland. Be reminded, the thunderstorm potential over the coming days. The storms will have the potential to be severe, with particular the primary threat being heavy rainfall due to those high levels of moisture content in the atmosphere. Okay, so severe storms possible with heavy rainfall through southern southeastern Queensland as we roll through, in particular Thursday and Friday. So when you take a look at the rainfall, Thursday and Fridays looks to be the pick of the days for when we should see the maximum intensity of this system. But I'll have another weather video update for you tomorrow afternoon. But in the meantime, as always, remain weather aware and remain weather prepared. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.